Growing up, there can be a lot of anger about your disability. You could just feel like you're lashing out. No one really is like you, and you don't understand why. There's ways to be able to get rid of your anger. Let me show you how. My name's Nick Tabor. I'm a personal trainer. I grew up with cerebral palsy. I'm 35 years old. Happily, I've worked out maybe 99% of my issues. For the most part, I'm pretty good. Now, this came to me recently. I was doing a meditation and I was thinking about things that I I went through my life experiences, mainly like what to do for videos. And the memory came back to me that I never even thought about. Oh my god, like it's been the better part of 30 years, right? I had a friend of mine, his name was Chris, and he all around, 7, 8 years old. Cool kid, still. I lost touch with him years and years ago. Unfortunately, we just didn't reconnect. But no ill will towards the dude. And I remember that, we're hanging out, and I just loved mint chocolate chip as a kid. And I'm trying to get him to like eat this ice cream, and we have like gallons upon gallons of ice cream in the house, or maybe it was a pint, who knows. And he's like, I don't like mint. And we ended up in a fist fight over it. Like, I'm like, why don't you like mint? You gotta like mint. And I mean, I'm 7, 8 years old. I mean, it's like, and, he got all irritated. His mom came over to the house and, she went home and my parents and I are talking about it. And, it's like, nobody has to be like you. No one has to be like you. No one has to do that. And I started crying. I started breaking down a lot. I'm like, what do you mean no one is like me? Am I different than people? And, then they started to realize what was going on. And they're like, what the heck? And I realized, a few days ago, I was thinking about this, like, that was one of, like, the roots of issues that I had, all the way till maybe I was 30 or so, or my late 20s or something. And I'm like, damn, dude. Like, that was one of the moments that I was awoke, like, whoa, holy crap, that got me. That was a situation, and there's anger over the fact that I was, CP, and I had issues, with the arms going back, and I couldn't use this arm, and all that other stuff, and it was weird, right? And I'm thinking to myself, like, what if I do, how could I have gone back and prevented that? Or I wish I could have known that this was the issue or that was a trigger point. And I'm like, damn, bro. So, I thought about everybody else. So I decided, I'm going to make a video on this. And I remember, trying to fit in as a kid, and I'm trying to, as a teenager, you don't know who you are. I mean, you have these things and people ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up when you're a child? And, I like everybody else, I'm like, I want to be a firefighter. I want to be a cop. And, I didn't really think much of it. I mean, I wanted to be a teacher and blah, 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 and all that other stuff. And I'm like, what the heck? And, and I got so, I'm not like everybody else. So you can't play an instrument because of your issue. You can't do this because of your issue. And I'm like, what the frig, man? That ain't me. That ain't me at all. And I mean, I figured to myself, like, I got out of a lot of that. I got out of that a lot. And how we can get out of our disability anger itself, if you are angry that you have this particular issue and that you can't fit in. Now, before I get into that, I just wanted to give a brief synopsis on my side of the story and my perspective before we go forward with this. I was I was 5 years old and I was put into a special needs class, and I was brought out of that and I was brought into a full kindergarten class, and I had to see specialists every once in a while for a number of years, and then eventually I was like, I'm kind of done with all this, and I just moved on. I just moved on with it, but I was placed in there because they thought of my physical issues. They thought I had upstairs issues as well. I mean, but then they found out that that was not the case. But they're like, okay, keep pace with everybody else. So they brought me out of the special needs, and and I had nothing to do with any of that. So growing up, I've always been a fighter. I've had the anger about it, but I learned to let it go. So beyond that, okay, how do you have anger about your disability, your position, or whatever you're in? What can we do? Okay, number one, we want to explore things. We want to be able to just figure out what we like. The ultimate thing we want to do is we want to be able to make sure we are good with ourselves. We want to be able to find things we like, what's going on. Not the, whatever the niche thing is. Like in the 90s, I was really, really into basketball. I loved playing it. I loved watching it. I loved everything about it. It was awesome. I held my own a little bit, but then I'm like, this is kind of fading, and I'm kind of good. I was really, really, really digging martial arts, though. I mean, I've put my whole force into it. I loved it. I was really good in the dojo. I had ranking in the dojo, and I was awesome. And I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna dig this, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun. And then you lose yourself in something that you just really explore, but you gotta take the time to figure out things that you like. Like, do you like D&D gaming? Do you like video games? Do you like to chat about things, or a particular game that you're really good at? We live in an age where somebody can be really, really into SpongeBob and run a podcast about SpongeBob. Like, there are people, actors who were in a TV show that was really popular, are doing a podcast about watching that show again and then making money on that. Like, that is just, that's a time. Like, if you have, we live in a niche age, that you can find something, even though you have this particular problem, if you know everything about this one particular thing, people are going to come to you, and you'll be happy, hopefully, and if it makes you happy, great. 2, let yourself go. Like, everything in the past, oh my God, my mom said this happened. Let it all go. Work with a therapist if you have to, and figure out what the problem is. What can we do to be better? And say, you know what? That's it. I'm exploring. You're doing step 1. You're exploring. Everything else, this is me. This is a new me. There's only so much energy you can spend on feeling bad for yourself. So you're going to take that energy and say, you know what? Let's do something else. Let's try to be better, and just let all the past, let's swim away and just say, you know what? For now, I'm done with it. It's going to come back. It's going to be a problem again. But you just want to say, you know what? I'm done. So let's figure it out. But 3, while you're working through that, you have to figure out things that make you happy and things that make you feel good. When you get rid of the anger, you figure that out, let's journal everything. I'm a big believer in journaling. Get an Instagram account and just put the stories in there, or post something on a Facebook timeline. Hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what happened, and just write notes. I have a few here, like notebooks of old stuff that I did. And even if you write 15 pages and you're done, you're like, okay, you figure that out. You put the journal away and you figure it out. You come back later. But it's a time capsule for you to go back and look at. You can look at it with tunnel vision. And you could say to yourself, all right, this worked. That didn't work. This worked. Hey, I'm really good here. Or you go back and look and say, hey, I'm good. I really, really, really enjoyed this. Now, take the tunnel vision off and say, how can I dig deeper into whatever that is? So, for me, when I was trying to figure out a lot of what I wanted to do, how I wanted to contribute to the world, I journaled about, being a trainer. I journaled about a lot of things. I just use social media. As I'm like, hey, this is how I'm feeling good today. And, I noticed I'm posting a lot of happy things when I talk about fitness. And I'm just like, wow, do I want to go back and get a master's degree, or do I really want to explore this? I might make a little less money here than I do if I go over here, but you know what? My happiness is going to be really good here. And screw the fact that I have cerebral palsy. This is going to help me, and I'm going to use the fact that I have cerebral palsy to help other people. And I'll let myself go. And I've explored a lot. I like this. Let's roll. Right? Then we're good. All right. So there we are. I hope this definitely helps you. And we have plenty of videos on this channel I want you to go ahead and check out. We have another one right here. Why don't you go take a look at that? I'll see you there. As always, we climb.